Thanks, Glenn. My name is Rob Taylor. I'm here with my team today to present Graffiti Royale. Graffiti Royale is an MMOPG, a massively multiplayer online Pictionary game. It's a mashup of the classic drawing and guessing game Pictionary with the popular new game mode Battle Royale, in which a large group of people are thrown into an arena and forced to duke it out free-for-all until one person emerges victorious at the end. Typically, a Battle Royale game is usually in the form of a shooter or a fighting game of some sort. Back in February, Nintendo broke the mold a little bit when they published Tetris 99, the first Tetris Battle Royale, and that got the gears turning a little bit for me. What could I do with this fun new game mode? So I thought Pictionary. Why Pictionary? First of all, as a longtime gamer, I believe that any game that lets you exercise your brain or express your creativity is a good game. Secondly, Pictionary is a lot of fun. It's fun to play the board game, it's fun to play online with your friends. How can I make this, take it to the next level? Why not let everybody play on the same screen at the same time, classic Battle Royale style? So you're probably wondering how that works. I'm going to turn it over to Christian Medlin, our lead game designer. He's going to walk you through the app and how to play.
Hey, I'm Christian. So the first thing you'll actually see when you start it up, you'll see a big green play button and a tutorial button at the bottom. We do have a couple extra guidelines in there since most people probably have never played Pictionary on this scale. When you press the play button, you're going to be prompted to enter a guest username, and that was actually a very intentional design decision for us. We really wanted you to be able to kind of press one button, enter a line, and just immediately get thrown into the game. So you got a waiting time, and then after everybody actually loads in, you get thrown into the match. The canvas is actually scalable, so the more players there are, the larger the canvas is. The fewer players, the smaller the canvas is. In the top left, you can see the word that's assigned. This time the word was surfboard, so our player's going to try to draw a surfboard. If anybody guesses what they draw, our player will receive a point, and the person who guessed it will also receive a point. So you get points for both guessing other people's drawings and having yours guessed. At the top right, you've got a countdown. Each round is 2 minutes. At the end of that 2 minutes, everybody on the top 50% of the scoreboard will move on to the next round. Everybody on the bottom half will be eliminated from the rest of it. So that keeps going until all the rounds are over, and there's only 5 players left with 1 winner. And we also have a drop-down menu at the top right where you can see all the players, all the active players, and the relative scores. The bottom left, you have a little just visual scoreboard for you, and the bottom, obviously, you'll type in what you think other people's guesses are. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Michael. He's going to talk about some of the technical challenges that we had. It's pretty difficult to get so many people all on the same board.
Thank you, Christian. So the first and most obvious challenge right off the bat was, how do we get a player to be able to draw on our website? And we decided that the most straightforward solution to that would be to use a canvas HTML element and just have JavaScript to listen in for their cursor actions to know what and where to draw. And then the next challenge was, okay, great, we can draw on the canvas now. How do I see what other people are drawing, and how do they see what I'm drawing? For that, like Clinton said, we're using WebSockets on the JavaScript side, which connect to Django channels on the back end. And when you send a WebSocket message, the channels will broadcast that message to every other person in the same room that has a WebSocket open. So once we had that connection going, our next challenge was, how do we make it so that everybody knows what to do with the signals that they're getting from other people? And that's really what the waiting room is for. As people are entering the waiting room, we are updating our database, that room in our database, so it has the information for each person, what their word is, what color they should be drawn in, and other stuff that everybody needs to know about every other player, so that when somebody goes into the waiting room, they'll not only be updated when somebody else comes in, but they'll see everything that happened before them. The last challenge was, how do we get people's times to sync up so that everybody's starting the match at the same time, all their rounds are cycling at the same time, so that nobody's doing something in an empty room or anything like that. We started off using JavaScript dates, but we quickly nixed that because people's browsers had a different idea of what now was. So we had to move that back into the database, give a timestamp on the room so that it's just one thing, everybody knows, match starts in 2 minutes, each round is 2 minutes after that, and yeah. So to end the talk and talk about user experience and what's next for Graffiti Royale, I'll pass it to Ryan Katrine, our lead front-end developer.
Thank you, Michael. As we set out to develop Graffiti Royale, we really wanted to create a simple and memorable user experience. A game that fosters creativity, camaraderie, and competition. We also wanted to develop something that everyone can enjoy on a range of devices. We wanted to ensure that the game would work well on both mobile and desktop because we want to reach the broadest audience possible. And playing on mobile is very convenient and certainly fun with a lot of friends. What we've created is an accessible and vibrant experience that anyone can pick up and play for a few minutes or even an hour at a time. While we're excited about what we have to show you today, we certainly want to keep building upon that. We aim to make Graffiti Royale a fully functional, progressive web app, meaning it will work on most mobile devices and a shortcut can be added directly to your device's menu upon startup. If you decide to save that to your home screen, it will pull up the site as if it were a standalone app. We also plan to add user profiles so players can track their stats and they can play with their friends privately, online, or locally. And lastly, we aim to push the multiplayer capabilities of the app to host our initial goal of 100 players in a single game. But for now, we are thrilled to show it to you all tonight. And we hope you'll join us and stop by our table to try it out for yourself. Thank you.